that the roots of the Watergate crisis can be found in the Indochina crisis, and if we're concerned about eliminating Watergate-type manipulation from our life, we have to be concerned about eliminating its causes, which lie in the attempt to build an empire of unpopular regimes around the world. And it is the same choice today, democracy or empire, that is very heavily upon us. In order to make this absolutely apparent, we have to be willing to listen to things that other people experience, but often we don't want to hear about, like torture, like repression. We have to open ourselves to listening to things that are so horrible that we will doubt that any American actually does them, perhaps. There is no other way to get to the bottom of things, though, except to go to the bottom. So we start tonight with an eyewitness account by a person who is, I think, unique in the West. The only person I know of, except the person who was jailed with him, who is a white person, a Westerner, available to us in America, who has seen firsthand the conditions in the jails of South Vietnam that President Nixon calls peace with honor. I'd like to introduce him to you, Jean-Pierre Debris.
I arrived first in South Vietnam to work as a French teacher in 1968. What I discovered first was the corruption of the Thieu regime. I was responsible for a French exam called baccalaureate, and I was approached many times by South Vietnamese senators who tried, or some officials inside the Thieu regime, who tried to buy from me this exam for their sons, so that they could evade the draft, go abroad to study, while the peasant sons were dying on the battlefront. The price of this exam in 1970 was 1 million piastres, around $3,000. Then I traveled a lot in the countryside on a little motorcycle. And I was really shocked by the war. It's a very common sight in South Vietnam to see in the morning along the roads bodies being exposed, the result of the so-called body count campaign. So I decided on the 25th of July 1970 with another French teacher to demonstrate for peace in Saigon, just in front of the National Assembly. We distributed leaflets written in Vietnamese, which title was Hòa bình, which means peace, in which we asked for the withdrawal of all foreign troops from South Vietnam. We were, of course, immediately beaten by the Saigon police, uniformed police, and police in civilian clothes, secret police, beaten with rocks, with iron bars, with clubs, until we fell unconscious. And then we were jailed during 2.5 years in the biggest prison in Saigon, which is called the Thieu prison. We were released only on the 29th of December 1972, just 1 month before the ceasefire. And the only reason we could find for our release was that we were going to be the embarrassing witnesses of the liquidation of all the political prisoners inside these prisons. We were brought to the Thieu prison. Thieu in Vietnamese means a will of peace, a will of concord. This is not called by the Thieu regime by the word prison. They will say that this is a re-education center. And re-education means for all the political prisoners that they had to salute the Saigon flag every morning at 6:30. In the center of the prison, there is a big tower with 4 loudspeakers where they will play the national anthem at 6:30. Every political prisoner had to stand at attention to salute the Saigon flag. Those who refused to salute the Saigon flag, those who refused to be re-educated, were called obstinate by the Thieu regime. And they were put for 2 months, 3 months, in a special room in the ED sector. This room was called by the Vietnamese the movie room. In fact, it was the torture room. But when an official delegation would come inside the prison authorities would put away all the torture instruments. They would set up a projector in the center of the room. They would unfold a screen on the wall, and they would say, "This is a movie room." I still receive letters from these prisoners inside the prison. And I've learned that many of my friends have already died. One of them, whose name was Quoy, I received a letter from his wife. He has 2 children. His wife told me wrote me, "I am half alive, I am half dead, but I will go on doing what he started." That's why I believe that we owe our solidarity to these political prisoners. We owe them our solidarity, not only because their struggle, because there is an American responsibility for it, but because they struggle not only for their own survival, not only for the future of South Vietnam, but for our human dignity, for all of us. Thank you.
When Jean-Pierre talks, it is sometimes a great burden for us to hear the horror stories and to know that the lives of these people are in our hands. But he, along with the Vietnamese people that I've met, have somehow helped me deal with this, because they always say, "Don't be afraid, come smile with us. Take my hand, or I may have to leave the room. Please end your story soon. It's not like me to run away, but I don't know if I can stay. But here is a hand resting on my shoulder to ease the pain, to ease our shame. It's a flower that floated across the sea. She lives to set her people free. She is Vietnam and she comforts me, and with the rarest kind of smile, she says to me, "Oh, come smile with us. It helps to make the days seem less like years. Oh, come smile with us. Smile beneath your tears. Oh, come smile with us. It helps to make the days seem less like years. Oh, come smile with us. Smile beneath your tears. Oh, come smile with us. It helps to make the days seem less like years. Oh, come smile with us. always get without fail. I get 1 year older, and the war goes on, it still ain't over, and one more freedom fighter goes to jail. So happy birthday, children of such sorrow. Well, are you wondering what to do about tomorrow? There is one more present, though you've had it all along, and that's the courage to keep on singing freedom songs.